Hello everybody and welcome. Today I want to showcase my level 180 life build that I've just finished working on. The primary focus of my build is going to be a critical slash outgoing healing boost build, and I just am going to jump right into it because it's kind of a lot to get through. Starting off with the hat, I'm going to be using the Sanguine Abomination Crown, which drops from Balor and Darkmoor. Now the main appeal to this is going to be the shield pin that we're allowed to use, which will give us a 46% outgoing healing boost, as well as the high critical rating on the hat. The other stats are pretty useful overall. Before this, I was using the Atlantean Great Helm, so overall the resistance stuff is pretty on par, just for what I was looking for, and overall a massive upgrade. Moving on to the robe, I'm using the Falconine Armor of Horus, which drops from the... well, it doesn't drop, but you buy it from the Croctopia River Palace bundle, which you can get on the GameStop website in the US. The main appeal to this is going to be the 21 resist, the 25% outgoing, and the 82% flat crit on the robe. Overall, there aren't any major robes that have a decent amount of these three stats combined, so it's kind of our best choice in slot. If you're looking for a free-to-play option, you can always craft the Dragoon robe or farm for the Tier 2 robe from Merciless, which gives, I believe it's 19 outgoing. I'll be flashing a picture of it up on the screen. Overall, just a decent stat boost to everything we need. Moving on to the boots, we're going to be using the Vibrant Page Treaders, which come from the Forbidden Library Gauntlet. You actually don't need to grind it. You can just go onto a trading Discord server like Gamma Trading Post and buy the reagents. And then you'll only have to beat it once and you can just use the pity system to craft it. That's how I did it. The main appeal for these are also going to be the shield pin. There are a pair of the new Darkmoor boots that do also give a shield pin, but the set that I'm referring to does not give any sort of critical rating, which is definitely what I want with my loadout. So I will continue to be using these. Moving on to the wand, and it's not best in slot, I'm using the Emerald Cayman Scepter. The main appeal to this, of course, is going to be the 80 flat crit rating going out, as well as the 20% outgoing and the square socket, which allows us to get another 8% out. The best in slot for this is probably going to be the wand from the Country Cottage bundle, which I will show now. The only reason I'm not is because it's a $40 bundle, and I'm not really interested in spending that kind of money right now just for a wand. But it will help down the line with both a better rating on your pip conserving and a couple of the other things which you will see. Moving on to the Athame, I'm using the new Sanguine Monster Hide Athame, which is a craftable from Darkmoor. It's a little sad to see that the OG Dark Woman's Dagger has finally been dethroned, but you know, after 100 levels, it's probably due time, and just looking at the stats, you can see the massive upgrade that we're actually getting. It's almost 1200 more health here, and better pip rating, and so on and so forth. Moving on to the amulet, it's a little bit of preference here. I know there is a better upgrade from the Nightmare Gauntlet, but the stat boost is so minute to me that I'm not really worried about farming for it right now. So I'm using the Grizzly Cerberus Master Ampule, which drops from the Cerberus Halloween pack. So if you're looking for something to use now, you could just farm for the Nightmare Amulet or open packs. The main appeal to this, of course, is going to be the 2 square sockets, which allow us to get another 16% outgoing. Moving on to the ring, I'm using another thing from Darkmoor. This is the Sanguine Monster Hide ring, which is craftable. Of course, the main appeal here is going to be both the critical rating and the outgoing. We don't really get a lot of options as far as critical plus outgoing rings. We do, of course, have other things like the Stone of the Other Side or the Ring of the Dying Star, but yeah, they don't really do too much for what I'm going for. Pet's always going to come down to preference. Lately I've been using this, just double critical, double resist, double outgoing. I like to think it rounds out the stats pretty well. But I also use this guy here sometimes if I'm not really doing content where resist is super heavy. The extra critical can just be nice, I guess, if you're looking for the big heal numbers. When it comes to the mount, of course, the only option for outgoing is going to be the Mammoth Mini mount. I do recommend that, and I'm in fact going to put it on now so you can see the overall stat boost. And when it comes to deck, I'm using the Vivid Imperial Court deck. The reason I'm using this as opposed to one of the new decks is the pip conserve on it, because I don't have the Country Cottage one, so overall it's kind of just a more useful stat to me. And yeah, I mean, it's not too different when it comes to the other stats. You miss out on a little block and you don't get the extra health, but I'm not really too worried about that. If we look at the overall stats, pretty decent. Not really focused on damage, but you do have 100, so to some extent you could use this as a fighting set as well. The main appeal is going to be the almost 70 flat resist. I have 31 accuracy, which is definitely overkill. I think I'm eventually going to take out my life accuracy pin here on this and go for a flat one, just because it'll be more useful. If we go to our crit, I have 700 flat, and that's mostly coming from this and all the other gear. You could also trade out the critical gem that I have socketed on the deck if you want more outgoing, but I kind of like a nice round number, so 700 sounds good. 690 block, which is decent. 250% flat outgoing, which again could be raised if you are more interested in farming for that circle 8% outgoing. Got 700 total pip conversion, which is useful. Over 100% power pip. A 90 flat shadow rating, which really isn't great, but doesn't really matter for this build. And a 200 Arch Mastery score, which is plenty enough to get pips every turn. Moving on, I just wanted to quickly showcase what a average heal might look like for a build like this. I'm obviously going to be using Pigsy and Radical. All in all, pretty decently strong critical healing build, and I have no doubt that if you are not lazy like me and you farm the extra outgoing jewel, that you could probably get 4,000 on a Pigsy heal like that, and that's not even including people's incoming healing boost or bubbles or anything like that. If you guys want to see any of my other builds, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment below if you like this kind of stuff, and yeah, I'll see you later.